Hello everybody, and welcome along then to what is about to be my first ever race on iRacing. I did the practice, did the qualifying, came 4th out of 12, and we're getting ready to get into the race. And I guess let me just say, I can be really proud of my performance here. So, without further ado, let's get going. Well, except for the beginning, when I didn't realize that we were about to get going. So I frantically shifted into first, and away we go. My first ever race at, I keep forgetting the name of this track. It's a new track I've never been to. MX-5 Cup. Got off to really a bad start, but it didn't hurt us too bad. We're still up in 5th. That guy got brake checked. And then we made contact. I didn't watch the replay, so I'm not sure who's at fault there. I feel like I hadn't turned in quite yet, so that I was in the clear there. But I could have been mistaken. But off the start, up to 4th place. Well, kept our 4th place. Shaking my head there, going off track a little bit, slowing us down. But not a bad job to keep our 4th place and stay out of trouble off his start. Now I did maybe 10 to 15 laps of practice, and then the 2 qualifying laps is all I've done on iRacing entirely going into this race. So brand new game for me, brand new car, brand new track, and just has the makings for a ton of fun. These cars do give a good slipstream. If you get in it long enough, you can get the effect of it here just a little bit. But most importantly, you want to get a good exit through the final corner. Run it out wide, but not too wide because it gets a little bit bumpy there. Checking my mirror, making sure I'm clear behind, and I am. And here you start picking up the slipstream again. And I'm going to go to the inside just to let him know that I'm here. Don't know if these guys are playing in VR. They're checking their mirrors like I do sometimes, but I am sticking with the leading pack. I mean, when I was doing this, I just had the biggest grin on my face, but really I was freaking out. I mean, really I could just feel it. My entire body was tensing up, and it caused me to do things like I just did there. Just getting a little bit sloppy. But I was just sitting with the prospect of my first ever race, and I'm sitting here fighting not really only for a podium, but for potentially the race win, because these guys aren't getting away. I'm staying right with them, and at this point, I feel like I'm faster than them. Like, if I could just get through them, I could punch a hole and get going. But here we're getting a little bit closer to the car ahead. Now I always seem to be a little bit stronger through there, not a whole lot, and not every lap, but most of the time I seem to get that corner right, that final corner, and it gave me a good run into turn 1 here. But still too far back, taking a look anyways, just to let them know that I'm here. Trying to watch their braking point and brake just that little bit later than them, and it seemed to pay off a little bit here as it definitely closed up a bit through turn 1. Take a little bit of the dirt there, that's going to slow him down. And we are going to be able to close up here. Now I struggled through here quite a bit, but this time I got it absolutely bang on. And then gotta be careful here because it's off camber, and if you get into it wrong, like I kind of just did there, not entirely, but I did a bit. It kind of slowed me down here. And now I'm trying 3rd gear all the way through this complex this time. Through practice, I've mainly used 2nd, but I'm finding that 3rd seems to work quite a bit as well. And in most scenarios, sometimes I still need 2nd. Through the final corner. Again, look at us, we're just line astern, all 4 of us. I mean, this is awesome. And then I miss a gear. I mean, just how great is that, huh? Luckily, it's not going to cost me too terribly much, as I seem to be a little bit stronger under braking, as you can see visibly there. Except for into second gear there, going into it a bit too soon. But then the leader, the guy that was leading us around, if I'm not mistaken, just goes off the track and gives me that third place. Now in my first ever race, we're on lap 4, and I'm running in the podium places. Run wide again a little bit there, but it's not an entirely costly mistake. And then the green car running a bit wide, and then there's a bit of contact there. And I gotta try and capitalize on this. But I can't quite do it. He shuts the door on me. I knew that he was gonna do that, so I had to be smart about that. Here, trying to get on the throttle as early as possible, running out wide. And now I've got a decent run. I'm in a good place for the slipstream. Gonna look up the inside. Not quite close enough yet, but if I can keep it strong through here. He ran it maybe a bit too wide. Could be getting close enough to have an attack now, but if you look in my left hand mirror there, you can see I've still got someone all over the back of me. It was the previous leader that went off. Down to second gear for turn 1. Get on the throttle as early as you can. Traction really isn't an issue in these cars because they're so low power. So you can pretty much just gun it out of every corner for the most part. Again, running wide there, and I know that's giving us like an off-track notice at the top there, and I imagine that has to affect our license. I'm really not sure how the iRacing license works, but I'm trying to keep it tighter here, try a little bit of a different line, and it seems to be working as I get a little bit closer to the leading duo. Got that bright green and the white liveries of the leading pair. My car, I don't even know what my color my car really is. Imagine it's maybe orange because my racing suit is orange. As I miss a gear, unfortunately, yet again. I am using the H pattern with the clutch. If someone's wondering about what I'm running on, it's a Logitech G920. Just your standard deal. I have a racing cockpit from a company called Conquer that I got off Amazon. Pretty cheap, a little bit flimsy, but it does the trick. As I close up under braking, trying to get on the power to capitalize on that, but still just following them along. As I look in that left-hand mirror again. As we get all out of shape, coming out of there, just struggling to kind of defend now. You can see he's getting a lot closer behind us now. Doing my best to try and forget about him and just get on with the program. I know right around this one I told myself out loud, I said, look, we gotta get past this guy. And no, I go to cover him off. He should have known I was gonna go to the inside, but I just don't really have great spatial awareness with this field of view and on this game quite yet. And so I looked in the mirror and I thought that I still have the space, and unfortunately I didn't. So we did take a bit of contact there, but he's still getting the chance to come up alongside me here on the outside. I'm gonna have to try and leave the braking as late as possible, get the car turned in, and I just do, and maintain this third place as the leading pair are absolutely going at it right now, side by side, in a place where they really can't go two abreast. So the white car backs out, tries to get a better exit, and now I've got a beautiful run but nowhere to go, so I've got to back out of it, think about going up the inside, but instead I decide to take the wider entry, get a better exit, but still cannot find a place to get through as I struggle to get the car down into second gear, because this is one of those scenarios where I needed it to get the power down, get the car in the power band. Fourth gear and try and keep it in the power as much as possible through there. If I can get the right line through there, it'll be flat out, but this time he is going to get up the inside of us. I didn't want to make the same mistake twice and have contact again, so I just stayed on the outside this time and conceded that third place for the time being to the, looks like the number 3 car. That's how much place he's in, I don't know. I think he's the number 3 car. But anyways, we conceded that place for now, but with our pace being as it is, and as mistakes always happen, we take that third place right back. Everyone, the order just swapped completely around here, it seems like. Except for me being back in third place. And now, change of hands in the leader, and I'm going to follow him straight through that number 3 car and run it out wide, close the door beautifully there, get back in the power, and now I sense a look for the lead of this race. I'm able to get the power in, and I'm able to get alongside him here. And this is where, like I talked about, my muscles started to tense up, I started panicking, but I'm through and I'm in the lead of the race in my first ever race on iRacing. The best feeling. The car is slightly damaged. I can feel it's a little bit pulled to the left. I can feel it, the steering pulling a little bit to the left ever since the first lap. But I just kind of forgot about it and got on with the program. And now I've officially led a lap on iRacing in just my first ever race. And then when I heard the engineer say that's the greatest feeling, I just kind of left my car in the middle of the track into turn 1. You can kind of look up in the mirror there. Unfortunately, I got something wrong with the recording settings this time around. So it's just a little bit cut off. You're missing just a little bit of the picture, but you get in the main view there. When I look up every now and then so you can see the that top rear view mirror there. And now I just outbrake myself and I give up the lead, and then in a panic I miss a gear just to add insult to injury, and now I've got to fight for that lead all over again, because I've got now the pink Mazda all over the back of me. I've now got to stare at the back of this guy again. Oh dear. And now I'm just at that perfect distance where I can start to pick up the slipstream here, but I'm not going to be quite close enough to make a move into turn 1, as my engineer reminds me that the next car is the leader. I'm going to look to the inside, but obviously he's going to go to cover that off. And then the pink car just runs right into the back of me. Wasn't ready for me to brake quite yet, or what. I mean, but I always brake soon there. That wasn't really particularly crazy. And plus, I was trying to get a better exit, trying to line myself up. But unfortunate, bit of contact there. Sure, also not good for my license, but so goes it. And we're just going to continue on our way, chasing after the leader. It's just the two of us now. We're on lap 10. Got just 5 laps to go after we finish this one. And I'm still in the fight. I'm still in with a chance to win my first ever race on iRacing. How phenomenal is that? Just the best feeling. It was at about this point, or just a little bit ago, that I was able to kind of calm myself down, relax my muscles a bit, and just get back focused on what I'm doing. But it's an unfortunate thing there. I was kind of bothered by that when I was getting all tensed up. It shouldn't have even happened because it did cause a few crucial mistakes. But nonetheless, we're going to continue on our way and continue our chase to the leader. Now 5 laps to go. Cannot outbrake ourselves there again. I really try my best not to make the same mistake twice. Although I'm not perfect, but I do try and make note of every time I make a mistake like that, and try and, I don't know, alter, you know, make whatever change I need to make sure that that doesn't happen again. If it's brake a little bit earlier with a little bit less force. But out of the final corner, we are closing in on the leader. Because I desperately want this win. Closing way up, under braking into turn 1. I know that this lap, or at the end of this lap, or the start of the next lap, is my chance. So I've gotta push hard now and just stay with this guy. So far, I must say, I'm absolutely loving iRacing. I mean, it is just, this is phenomenal racing, and it's racing real people, and it just adds that level of satisfaction when you pull off a cool move, or when you're locked in a battle like this for an entire race so far. What is it? I don't even know how many laps left now? 4? You know, we've gone 11, 12 laps like this now. I mean, this is awesome. Really look forward to working my way up the ranks and into the higher levels. Hopefully. We'll see. But we get a great exit out of the final corner. We're going to have a great run into turn 1 and a great slipstream here into 5th gear. We're going to pull out of the slipstream as late as we can, and we've got to try and outbrake him, and then we're going to try the good old-fashioned undercut. Can I make it pull? Can I pull that off for the lead of the race? We are side by side, go up to 4th gear, and he's gonna have to back out of it, and he has done. I just make note of that in my mirror. He backs out, and I just made the classic switchback work for the lead of the race online in my first ever iRacing. I mean, that is just awesome. That move had me grinning ear to ear, and it still does watching it back. It's awesome stuff. And now it's just another ball game now, with just a handful of laps to go. I've got to do my best to try and hold this lead till the end. But now he's going to try the same move that I just pulled on him, and he's got a bit of a better run on me. He's further up the way. Can he make that same move work? Absolutely not. And I'm just that bit stronger under the brakes. He's not able to get back underneath me. I put my car in just the perfect place there. And I hold the lead yet again. We're now on lap 14. Just 2 laps to go. 2 laps stand between me and winning my first ever race on my first attempt. I mean, phenomenal. Even if I finish second, I can still be thoroughly happy with this performance. But as I say that, getting really sloppy, kind of just getting a bit nervous again. And that's gonna let this guy be real close here. I'm gonna cover the inside this time. Make sure that he doesn't have a way through. Unfortunately though, I was compromised on the exit. He's gonna be able to get real close yet again as we see the white flag as we start the final lap of this race. They're into turn one for the final time. Can I defend? No! Absolutely not! No! It's gone! It's all over. At this point, I'm frantically pressing buttons, trying to get the car restarted. I don't even know what buttons I'm pressing, but I'm trying to get the thing going. Clutch in, clutch out, shifting gears, pressing the different buttons that I had mapped. But alas, nothing. It's all over. This is how it ends. Absolutely dejected. I promise you at this point I actually cried a little bit. Genuinely heartbroken. Extremely proud of my performance for that race. I think that failure was probably my fault. I don't know if I tried to downshift too soon or yeah, I think that's probably what happened. I blew the engine trying to downshift too soon. And that sucks. But so goes it. You know, it's an awesome first experience with iRacing. I really wanted to win that race. I gave it absolutely everything I had, as I'm sure you saw. Yeah. I love iRacing. I'm hooked. I bought a full year. I got 40% off the full year. And I'm going to be busy. I'm going to be busy indeed. And at this point, I'm just waiting out the little towing thing here because I didn't know what was going to happen after it was over. I mean, I just hurt my heart when I heard that noise. And I thought I could fix it in the moment. I was like, go, 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 get it going again. I need this. But alas, no remedy for this issue. Yeah. This, I think, is me crying at this point with my head, like, in my hands.
Alright, there's the checkered flag.
He says, alright. Then he says, great job, you did really well. Just that insult to injury absolutely killed me. But that is my first experience with iRacing. I thank you so much for tuning in. I had a ton of fun. There will be a bunch more of this. Make sure to smash that like button because apparently that means something. Please subscribe to my channel because it makes me feel good and makes me want to make more stuff. So thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye now.